Hey, what's up guys? So we're going to be talking about what's the meta currently as far as Dueling Network as well as at regionals and other events. I'm going to talk about some of the things you can side against them. So, first deck I would say the most popular right now is Lightsworn Dragons, Dragonsworn. Really great deck, and I'd say that one of the best cards to side deck against them is Bottomless. Thunder King is a great card as well. However, keep in mind that they'll most likely set Raikou and they'll just get rid of that. That's basically one of their easiest outs to Thunder King. But Bottomless is a great card against that deck, definitely. Next deck I want to talk about is Dark World. So, Bottomless, again, a great side deck card against them, I would say. As well as DD Crow, just because after they normal summon their monster, you can just go, okay, let me remove your Grapha, and then that way, they just have a monster, and if you already have a bigger monster, then you are set to go, and it does kind of ruin them, and it basically gets rid of the monster. But Bottomless is also a great card against Dark Worlds, as well as Dimensional Fissure, but, that can't be used in every deck, so keep that in mind. Next up, Dino Rabbits, definitely still very popular, even though it gets hurt by Valor and such. Bottomless, again, such a great card against those three decks. Very good, and, you just, when they go Summon Rabbit, you let them have their effect, and then you Bottomless. I personally say if you do have a Valor, it's best to just Bottomless it, because that gets rid of essentially the normal monsters, and then they can't really go for it as often, especially if they end up drawing multiple normal monsters. Then if they can't make Rabbit quick enough, you can usually beat them. Next card up, which Bottomless actually isn't so good against. It was good against all three of the previous decks that we talked about, but Inzectors are still a very popular deck. Bottomless, I wouldn't say it's too great against them. Dragonfly is the card that you want to basically stop, and Valor does handle that, as well as DD Crow. You can also remove targets in the graveyard, whatever your deck choice would be. Although I would say DD Crow is a little bit more difficult to main deck and make it more viable. Effect Valor, however, definitely a lot better, also being a tuner. Another deck that I've been seeing a lot of people play, as well as just teching Card D in a lot of decks now. Now that Card D, is seeing lots of play as far as in the top tier decks. People are just splashing this in multiple decks, and it is a great card. Keep in mind though, if it does get Valor, you can't ever activate the effect again, because it has to be using its effect the turn that it's summoned. So I've seen a lot of like 1 day at peace, like stall kind of. I've seen some final countdowns, as well as some Exodias that are just running Card D, and it's a pretty good card to actually use. But keep in mind, you won't be able to essentially use both of these in the same turn, because it's just, if you draw 1 day at peace, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. But, sometimes you can take the damage. Although in Exodia, it's a little bit more difficult, because usually in Final Countdown, you have a whole bunch of stuff that you can set, whereas Exodia, you want to have as much draw power as possible, and sometimes you can have Exodia. But, Effect Valor is pretty decent against, any deck that runs Card D, because it leaves them with the 800 monster in attack position, which is relatively easy to get over, and they can't use the effect again. And then I've been seeing quite a few Six Samurais decks. I'd say these are definitely the most popular ones, but Six Samurais still are contenders to be there. I think people are just trying to test it out before the reprint of the essentially the structure deck that has all the reprints inside, and so people are trying to test it out to see if Six Samurais are still good, and they are pretty decent. I mean, again, if they open up with Xian, it's basically playing against that deck, although Xian can use its effect again and again. Although Dragonsworn definitely the most popular deck by far. Things to side against Six Samurais, I would say Thunder King is probably one of the best cards against Six Samurais. If you summon it, they really have limited outs to it. As well as Raikou or Snowman Eater, just to be able to set it and then destroy if they only have Xian on the board, it's great. However, if they have multiple Six Samurais, they will never let Xian die. But yeah, Raikou is decent. Snowman Eater is also great against a few other decks like Dino Rabbit Raikou, as well as great against that. Plus, it's a light, it does help mill. So yeah, that's what the meta currently looks like. So yeah, I'll be updating these videos again more frequently, because I know you guys like these, and I think it's great that you guys like these, because it keeps the game going, and that way if you maybe were busy and then you just want to see what the meta is right now, so you can main deck some cards that are great against them, and as well as a few tips as far as siding against these decks. And definitely I'd say Bottomless is the card to actually check out, definitely, because out of the 4 decks I would say that are most popular right now, this hits basically 3 of them, and that is, quite a good number to hit. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next week-ish. Hopefully about next 1 or 2 weeks I'll be updating this, and letting you guys know what's the meta look like as far as Dueling Network, as well as at regionals and bigger events. But thanks for watching, guys. It's your nice white dragon, signing out.